All right, it's time for Yogi and the Beachman. Hi, I'm Jim the Yogi.
And I'm Rick Beach the Beachman.
We're two Michigan transplants now living in Southwest Florida.
In fact, we're cousins born in 1964, just a month apart.
I like to meditate.
And I like to play bass in a band.
I'm into chanting Om.
And I'm into throwing down some classic rock.
But together, we're on a mission
to promote people that are helping other people.
We want to make the world a better place.
One conversation at a time.
So sit back.
Turn up the volume.
And get ready to laugh.
Because we like to have fun
while we spread the love.
Interviewing lovely people. Yes, we have fun.
That's gonna stay just like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can.
Yeah. You want to swing that around to the other side by Rick's and bring it the other way?
Is that the better? That's probably.
Yeah, that's not right in the camera.
Oh, good. I'm familiar, though. I'm familiar with this podcast like
We're not either.
that.
We're still figuring it all out. Man, it's funny you mentioned Joe Rogan. I went back and watched his first episode. Have you ever watched his very first episode?
No. Of Joe Rogan Experiment? Like his podcast?
Yeah, his
No.
very first one.
No.
It's kind of funny because it's very basic technology. Because
Yeah.
what is how many years ago was that?
Probably 12 or 13 now.
Yeah, so it's really basic technology. You know, he's just figuring stuff out. I think he might have been on a DSL or something like that. They didn't have the fast Wi-Fi that we have. And he wasn't interviewing anything. It's just like him and his brother, and they're just screwing around. And they were chatting with people. So they're interacting on this video while they chat with people.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny to see the old Joe versus the new Joe and how far his podcast has
His
come.
multi-million-dollar studio.
Yeah. But, I mean, he was the OG, man. I mean, he was doing it, and that's pretty cool.
Want this in? This is in the shot.
Is it?
What's in that shot?
Turn it a little bit.
Or we can move this one too.
Yeah. It's not in the shot that we're seeing. So what's? Oh, there you go. So what we're recording is
Oh, and
perfect.
we can see you guys.
Oh, that's.
See, this is kind of like a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Except
it's
that way
not.
you can get the video recording without setting cameras up.
Great idea, guys. I have the same Mac.
Bring this.
I
up a
have
little
this
bit.
one too at home.
I love it. I really like it.
Give me a little sound check, Trey.
I went fishing again.
Yeah, Evan.
Yeah. Yes, I did. Check 1, 2. JP, Rick Beach. One, two. Check,
It's gonna be so high for some reason, but that's right. All right, Trey.
Just push record.
Evan, I pushed record a long time
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
We're rolling. Welcome back to Yogi and the Beachman.
Thanks for having us back.
We are thrilled about it, man. You guys are the very first people that we've had on for a second time. So,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Making history.
Our first return guest.
Beautiful.
absolutely.
Thank
so
you,
welcome.
guys.
We really appreciate you coming back. It was so much fun the first time, and
We're so glad to be back, guys. Absolutely.
cool.
Well, and you guys been busy the last few days.
Yeah. How many gigs did you?
I looked at your schedule
do?
and I'm like, man, alive.
You guys got me whipped.
Yeah.
We did.
See, started out
Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday. We had a gig at the Tiki, what is it, Tiki?
Oh, you're a Tiki Bar.
Tiki
Yes,
Lounge.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And then we ended up getting rained out. So
Yeah.
we made one call, and look who came through.
Oh, you're
That's when
right.
we saw you.
Back in
Yeah, I'm
Leroy's.
sitting there having
Leroy.
dinner. These guys start walking in. I'm like, oh, sweet, they're playing tonight. I had no
Leroy
idea.
came through, of course.
That's
came
cool.
through, man.
Shout out to Leroy, Southern Bar and Grill, and Leroy himself and Jamie. All
Yep.
y'all are awesome.
All day long.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Friday.
Played Friday
Back at
night.
Leroy's.
Leroy's, yeah. And then Saturday started our day at 6 in the morning. We woke up.
Did you do the farm markets market?
No.
Okay.
Because we needed to be at Lashley Dock at 7 a.m.
Wait, you took a boat from Lashley Park?
Sure,
Boca
I get that.
Grande?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Boat.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I know that.
but
but
we
if you
go
could have
to
drove
drive-
to Boca Grande and
Nope.
take a 5-minute
We
boat
took a
ride,
30-minute
Yeah,
boat
we
ride.
took that.
that was probably pretty nice morning.
Loved it.
It was great, man.
I mean, his boat is. We went on Leroy's boat. Amazing.
I got it. Yeah.
Amazing.
After this, I'll show you guys. We both have footage from it.
Yeah.
You know, on the boat and going fast, and hair blowing in the wind. Can't even talk to each other because it's so loud. Yeah, it was great. Great
Send
ride.
me a little bit of that footage. I'll put it
we'll
into
put
the
it on.
side over here.
So
Yeah, it was real cool.
yeah.
Well, I don't even think we said who we got. We got American Jones, Evan and Trey Jones.
American Jones Band is here.
Yes.
Evan
Yes.
and Trey.
And when you guys were here last month, and then that song you guys did here in the living room was so cool. And so I went through and just kind of stalked you guys a little bit more online. It was fun listening to a couple more of your songs and stuff like that. So you did the gig yesterday at the Sandbar, took a 30-minute boat ride. We're there probably most of the day, right?
30-minute boat ride. Started singing around 10.
Yeah.
And we were there till around 4:45.
Yes.
So what was
45 you said?
4:45.
Oh, 4:45. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got there at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that setup like? They had a big barge there with a full back line.
They had a barge. Yeah. They had plenty of barges, and they were all just connected together. And they had one stage that was with all the equipment.
Yeah.
The next platform had food. The next platform
Had a restroom.
Yeah, the next platform had girls dancing.
The next
not like planned, but it just happened that way.
Right. It just turned into a dance floor.
Yeah.
Then the next one had a ladder to get down into the water.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Oh, and it's such a great place.
Yeah.
I mean, that truly is God's country.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
great.
man. Oh my gosh, dude.
I've been over there so many times.
Yeah, I mean, being able to speak. I always try to speak freely, but like being able to speak freely and everyone out there is with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it comes to what's going on in the world or whatever.
Yeah.
Just all the same vibe.
Yeah.
Same energy.
And
Big time.
there's not a person out there who was. I mean, there probably were. There are a lot of Gen Zs out there that I'm questioning, but. We can cut that part out.
No.
I'm a little high, so I need to like.
That's all right.
That's
man.
cool. Oh,
Find myself.
we should have re-upped that before we sat down.
Oh, yeah, we had gin and
it's not
tonics
too late.
right before we got here.
Did you?
Yeah, we were hanging out with the bar manager, Todd. He lives right above Leroy's.
Okay.
And he got off and he was like, you boys come up and hang out. And then, further the welcome, he said, we're welcome to stay over anytime we need it. So,
Very good.
yeah.
But
So you got done at 4:45. Were you off the boat at that time, or then you had to take a ride back, or that was including the ride back?
We got off the boat at like 5:45.
At 5:45.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we thought we were going to nap. I didn't get to nap.
I napped on the boat on the way back on a beanbag.
Yeah.
Beanbag.
Because you were up
then you
late
had
at
a gig
Leroy's
last
the
night
before.
too, right? And
Yeah,
back
dude.
at Leroy's at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a 2-hour window to just pretty much put our feet up
Oh my
or
god.
do whatever we need to do to
And
get
then
ready
right
for
back
the
to
gig.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then finished it up this afternoon.
yeah, with a bang.
Wow.
And then you guys come here. I mean,
Yeah.
We're so
grateful.
happy
We're
about
grateful,
this,
man.
man.
Yeah. It was we've been talking about this all weekend. I mean, with everything going on, we still were like, I can't wait to do that. So
So that's so cool.
yeah,
Sure,
was fun.
absolutely,
So glad.
guys.
yeah.
That is awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, we appreciate it
big
immensely.
time.
It's just cool to hang
So
with
what
you guys.
What you guys been up to since we've been gone?
Not really much. I'm trying to figure out how to get my pool solar installed without the county
The fuss.
having to give me a permission slip.
Yeah.
So I got to put some hedges up where they won't see it on the ground.
Yeah.
So I'm trying
You
to figure that out.
411? Isn't that like the land people?
No, well, being I am a solar guy,
Yeah.
so I know how I'm supposed to do it,
Oh yeah.
and I know how I'm going to do it, and those two things really aren't the same.
Yeah, because there's code and legalities with
But then
how
there-
it's supposed to be done.
Right.
But you know how to do it without the county, essentially.
And
Getting
I'd
the
be
man
able
in
to
there.
tear it down and sack it up and put it in my garage probably within 30 minutes if there was a hurricane coming.
And 30 minutes if the law was coming.
Who's coming first?
I'm just checking this out. It's not staying permanently.
I'm not a big fan of people snooping around my yard.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And
Us
as you
either,
shouldn't be. Or
Oh,
as
us
you
either.
should be not
You
a
know,
big fan of it.
We are always looking, man, around the yard, even late at night. We gig maybe till 11, 12, maybe 1 o'clock. We come home and we stay out there. Sometimes, I don't know about you, bro. I stay in the dark.
Yeah.
I wait in the dark.
I have
Yeah.
my rifle and I just
Yeah,
stay in one spot. I see a lot of animals.
Yes. Possums. I wait in the fucking dark. I'm like, man, if there's a person that comes, I got a pretty good view on things, and then nobody knows I'm here.
Right.
I'm going to open this and on my Christmas buy list for you guys, night vision goggles.
Yes.
For
Yes. Camo. a perch.
I don't do much hunting. I do a lot of fishing.
We love fishing.
You got a fishing pole in your truck when you pulled in.
Yes.
So what are you fishing while you're here? Or?
I was going to, man, but God, man, we got our butts kicked.
Yeah. That's a lot to do in a couple days.
Usually Sunday is my fishing morning. I'll hunt and then I'll fish. Because then it's like if I were to go on Friday or Friday night, then I gotta keep them animals in that cooler for the whole weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
you get ice.
Then what? Just
And we
keep
have-
getting ice, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
we have.
And
do
we
you
have
hunt for?
Leroy's. Yeah, Leroy's. He says
He gives
anytime you
free
need
ice.
ice, anytime you
Oh,
need
Leroy's
ice.
gives you
Yeah,
free ice?
Leroy's.
Nice. What do you
By
hunt
the
for?
damn shovel. Rabbits, doves out here. Rabbits and doves. There's not many squirrels out here that I've seen. We saw one randomly over at 4 Points, and we're like, dude, it's broad daylight. We can't get this guy.
I mean,
And then
how we hunt, we might as well be in broad daylight.
over at the land, over at the space,
Yeah.
So what else do we hunt for, bro? That's rabbits, doves, and squirrels. That's really it. Yeah.
Do you eat the rabbits, then?
Yes.
Are they pretty gamey in the wild?
They are.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we've only had rabbits from around here. Really.
Okay.
We eat
I
the
just-
rabbits, doves, and
I just
squirrels.
bought a rabbit at the butcher shop last week for my dog because we just transitioned to a raw food diet for our dogs.
Yeah, bro,
They love that rabbit,
They
man.
love that
The
rabbit,
bones,
man.
all of it. They're just,
Really?
oh yeah, they dug it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You give
and
them the
it's one of,
bones and everything.
yeah,
Rabbit
that's
is-
one of the best things you can give your
Raw,
dog is
man.
raw rabbit.
Really?
No,
I used to
Yeah.
have a Belgian Malinois,
devour it.
and the only diet, because it was from the Air Force, and the diet that they set just raw. Do raw. Do
Yeah.
not go with the store bought like
Yeah.
pebble
Oh,
No,
kibble?
Kibble.
No,
stuff.
that's
you know?
no good for your dog.
He's
Poison.
raw, especially it's a performance dog. He's attack trained,
Tacatrain.
attack trained, and
Smoke
just
another one,
trained,
Trey.
You know, right? It meant something. I got to either go up or down, but I'm like in that weird area.
Well, I was looking up bones to. You haven't met my dog, but he's like a 7-pound Yorkie. And I can't. Just the other day, I was doing some research, like a week ago, and there's really no bones recommended for Yorkies.
Did you try chicken's feet?
Oh, dude.
Did you tell me that?
Sure, chicken's feet.
Wait, no, someone else.
So you
The
have
guys
a
from
cat?
Montreal
I heard
said that. The guys from
Oh, the
Montreal.
Montreal guys. That's right.
Yeah.
So you say you have a Yorkie?
Yeah.
What type of cat breed is that?
Exactly.
Man, couldn't beat this with my dog, dude. I do have the coolest freaking dog. I was telling, we had a lady on, Margaret, the nutritionist, last week, and she was super cool, and she had a really cool dog. And then I said I had a 7-pound Yorkie, and I said if you'd have told me 20 years ago that I'd be 60 years old and have a 7-pound
It's like
Yorkie.
live forever. You're never gonna get rid of that.
No, I'm hoping I outlive my dog, but
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's like, if you would have told me that 20 years ago, I'd have shot
Yeah, I
myself
would've
in the
just
head.
shot myself. Hold on, I'll show you a picture of my dog.
Yorkies are cute. They are.
He's a good dog.
He's really
super
good
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the big ones at? The
My wife took him for a walk.
the doodles.
So yeah, that way
What
they're
are
not
they?
freaking
Are they
out.
doodles?
One's a
What are
golden doodle, one's a labradoodle. Yeah.
So they're out for a walk right now.
Yeah.
That's in the
Yeah.
car
She took
window.
him probably downtown to Punta Gorda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah, there he is.
Yorkies have so much personality.
Oh, he's definitely got a personality. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
he
communicate.
does.
Yeah.
Well, I've had that dog since he's been 8 weeks old, so or 12 or whatever you get him at.
Yeah, our dogs
Wow,
too.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They're
would.
great.
But I didn't think about chicken's feet.
Oh, well, I'll give you some. I got some in the freezer.
Do you cook them or just give them to him? Just give it to him raw.
Nice and raw.
Yeah.
You think about, man, what would it be like out in the wild? A wild dog is gonna eat a rabbit. He's gonna take that skin off. He's gonna get to that raw meat.
A wild dog would,
Especially
my
the
dog
organs.
would be in an eagle's nest in about a half a day.
Yeah. Maybe less.
Oh, yeah,
I
for
worry
sure.
about
Right.
after the hurricane in 2000, Ian came through and the power was down. There was an eagle swooped on Rocky in my backyard when I was at the other house.
Yeah.
And then I went across the canal and sat there and looked and watched him. And I was always scared of my dog getting swooped on by a big owl or an eagle, especially at night.
I see a lot of owls, big owls around here at night.
But they are, but you can't, You can find some cool videos online of like bald eagles swooping up chihuahuas and stuff in Alaska.
I've seen them take deer, like
Yeah.
fawns.
They
Not
they
a eagle.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
They
Oh,
go
yeah.
The
and
eagles are
Yeah.
they
The eagle
take
will take a
goats
fawn.
off of a mountain.
Yeah,
You've never
eagles-
seen that?
No, not
Bro,
I thought that they were kind of limited by weight.
No, when I was
So-
in, go ahead.
I gotta.
So long as they can pierce them, and which they do pretty much right away with them claws. Them things are bleeding out, hanging from,
And the
they got the grip of hell.
and the whole thing is
Literally.
they can't actually fly with them, so they pierce them and get the momentum going off the mountain.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
that's
can't
so
recover.
true.
It's
Down?
a tumble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true, that's
It is
true.
brutal.
Well, when I was living in Michigan, I had friends that their power went out and they ran outside. They're trying to figure out it's the middle of the day, no storm. Why is the power out? And they look up on the wire and there's a fawn up in the electrical wires, shorted out,
the eagle
and an eagle
coming.
trying to eat it
On the telephone pole,
Holy.
just
on the telephone wire.
arced out.
Yeah.
Eagles are strong, man.
Yeah.
They do
Wow.
Lifted that fawn right up.
Heck yeah.
it. Yeah.
When I was in Alaska,
He was cooking it up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
no,
Like, I gotta
it would
do
have
this.
I'm gonna have me a
instantly.
nice smoker right now.
You know, probably lucky for that deer. That deer was probably still alive when it landed on.
Oh,
that.
I'm sure it was.
So
Not
he
for
had
long,
an
though.
instant
Yeah.
Yeah.
electrocution rather than a long, slow eagle death. That would
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
But when I was in Alaska, they took us way upriver in this canal or in this river,
Yeah.
and we were catching. We had little tiny silver spoons, and you could in these light fishing poles, and we were catching trout like 12, 14 inches long, and just grabbing them, and you'd snap them in half and throw them up in the air, and the bald eagles would swoop and catch them.
Wow.
Did that all afternoon.
Wow.
It was so cool. Every 15, 20 bald eagles would follow us down the river.
Feeding the eagles. That's
I won
pretty
that
nice.
trip for free from ESPN.
What?
Yeah,
ESPN?
at Lashley Park.
How, tell
was
us about it.
It was a professional redfish tour event sponsored by oh boy Alberto. I think beef jerky. Yeah, it was a redfish tour, and they had 5 stops: Punta Gorda, Texas, whatever. This was the first stop. I was big into fishing then. I go there. I just fill out this entry form, put it in there, watch the weigh in, leave. Like 3 months later, they call me from the last leg in Port Aransas, Texas. Hey, is this Rick Beach? This is blah, blah, blah from the True Top Lodge in Ketchikan, Alaska. We just pulled your name out of a hat. I mean, people have been putting, like, big event, 5, 6 stops. They pulled my name out.
That's crazy.
The trip
That's
was
lucky.
worth like 10 grand. I had to get there, which I did. We flew to Seattle, spent the day there, spent the night there, and went the next day to Ketchikan. And got on a float plane and flew like 40 miles into Booneyville, out in the middle of nowhere. And then onto this huge, just beautiful octagon house. You can't get there from here place. You could only get there by seaplane or boat. And then, it was 3 or 4 days, and it was just really cool.
That's
That
awesome.
is-
Awesome.
that
What a
is cool.
trip.
So it cost me like $2,500, but it was like $1,000 a night per person. So it was like
Yeah.
$10,000 trip.
So they
fabulous.
pick your name out, let you know that you won, and say but you still have to pay.
You got to get here.
Yeah, it was not transportation. It was just there like 4 days, 5.
So you
4
get
nights, 5
accommodations,
days.
food in the boat ride?
Pardon me?
You get accommodations, the food, and the boat ride?
Once we got there,
Yeah.
it was all inclusive.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And there was no, you weren't going out.
Right.
I mean, there was a house next door with the dock, and the tides go 30 to 40 feet, so they're all in these slides. They're on at low tide is like a telephone pole out of the water, and then at high tide you're
4 feet.
you walk straight out. At low tide you go down the cliff down. It was really neat.
I think we should all start challenging these things. Like, hey, you won a trip. We pulled your name out of a hat, but you got to pay. All right. Well,
No.
Can you do 1,500?
But it wasn't like that. It was totally 100%
Can you do
legit.
500? Because I'm kind of on a budget right now.
But for 2 people, just for the lodging at their place was like $8,000 or $10,000. So it's a
bet.
4 or 5 star awesomeness.
Yeah.
Home cooked meals every night. Everybody there, the other guests, were all wealthy.
So did this put you back at all? Like, did this set you? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's just a lot of money to come up with real quick like that. You know?
No, it wasn't real quick.
Oh, so you had some time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think it was the last stop in Texas, like in the fall. It was in October. Hey,
Nice,
next
okay.
summer you're gonna come.
yeah.
So, okay, so I'm looking and I'm thinking, okay, we'll fly into Seattle. I don't want to have a 6-hour layover. I have a 30-hour layover.
That's way better.
So we went to
Yeah.
the Jimi Hendrix Museum and the
Nice.
fish
Oh,
market.
you
And
did
then
it.
the next day, then
Yeah.
flew to Ketchikan, and then took the seaplane. And I think that was, like I said, for Cheryl and I was my ex-wife. I
Alaska.
think we paid like, I don't know, $1,500-$1,600.
What a
That's
great
awesome.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
no,
awesome.
no, it was way
Yeah.
cool, and it was 5-star all the way. So
Heck
I didn't.
yeah, man. No regrets.
No, it was.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Good for you.
It wasn't like a timeshare pitch or anything.
Right.
Yeah, like, do this tomorrow.
Isn't that crazy, those timeshare pitches?
I go to them. I seek them
do?
out.
Just to
Why?
get that voucher?
yeah.
Like if you go to Key West and you go to the Hyatt timeshare program,
Yeah.
First of all, you get like 2 nights,
Right.
3 days. You
Just
give
for
them
going.
like $100. They
Yeah.
give you like $300 in Key West spending money.
Okay.
You're staying at the Hyatt,
Yeah.
and then you just tell them, "Man, I'm really sorry. Does my bankruptcy going to affect this?" And then they pretty much just throw you out, and then you can be done. They say something about filing bankruptcy, or I'm not sure I can afford this. I'm 3 months behind on my mortgage, something like that.
This is
And
after
then-
you go on the trip?
Well, yeah, you already checked in.
Are you doing it while you're there?
Yeah, you have to take their pitch. Have you never done this?
Wait. Yeah, I have.
No, I have not.
But I'm talking about the part where you tell them, "Hey, I'm going through a little bankruptcy right now." When is that?
First of all, normal deal is you go there, then you have to be in this area at 2:00 on Saturday.
Yep.
That's
Get a
your appointment
4-hour
for their
pitch.
timeshare pitch, for
Yep.
their Hyatt point deal, or whatever it is. And then you go there, and usually in a group with 3 or 4 or 5 other couples, because you have to go as a couple. You
do.
Yeah, you do. You know, how long you around? I'm not married, but we've been together a while. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they break you up into individuals. You get your own individual high pressure salesman, and then you got to give them their 2 or 3 hours, but it's always been worth it.
Okay.
You can always get out
because
by
it's,
just
as long as you get through those hours, you get that opportunity,
And
right?
you've already been there a couple
I've
days
done
at
it.
this point, or
It's usually the second day. The
second day, okay.
Like if you get to Key West Center, usually during the week. So Monday, then you're going to do your timeshare thing on Tuesday.
You figured it out.
But as long as you don't lie to them at the beginning or get there fraudulently, I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
They invited me most of the time.
And they're scamming, literally.
Yeah.
Come on. The
Oh, yeah.
price of those, if you actually agree to do it, that's
Yeah.
kind of a scam, man.
oh yeah, people get screwed
know,
over by those.
It's like you're paying like $5,000 in HOA a year. And that's like cleaning fees or something.
You have a car payment of a cheap car forever.
Yeah.
That's what it ends up with. You're going to be $280, $300 a month, $320, $350, whatever a month for perpetuity if you hook up with a timeshare like that. But think of all the great places you get to go.
Yeah. I mean, but man, I'd have to be wealthy, you know?
You're just kind of locked into it though.
I'm not advocating. I was being kind of sarcastic. You get to go to Phoenix. You can trade for the guy in
Oh my
New
God.
Brunswick, Maine.
My daughter married a travel nurse, and one of his gigs were in Phoenix. And we go to Phoenix, and we're like, Phoenix is pretty nice. We heard all this stuff about it, you know. And so there's a nice park across the street. So it's
Yeah.
nightfall. We get the dogs. We're gonna go walk the dogs through
Yeah.
the park. I'm watching this guy that looks really sketchy. I'm like, that guy don't look right. You know, I'm just keeping an eye on him. Abby
Yeah.
never notices anything, but I'm just watching this guy. We walk through the park, and all of a sudden I see this guy go out towards the road, and then all of a sudden there's this commotion in the road, and now one car's hitting the other car intentionally, and then next thing I know, another guy jumps out, and he's firing shots. I'm like, get out! I grab everybody, throw it. We're laying down in the.
Firing shots.
Oh yeah,
Gunshots?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So now we're laying down on the sidewalk in the park. Gunshots are going off, and I'm like, just stay down, just stay down. Yeah, and all of a sudden one car guy jumps back in the car, and he squeals his tire and takes off. And I'm like, well, that was exciting. I'm calling 911.
So are these just in the air warning shots, or are we?
Oh no, he's
trying to-
trying to hit the guy.
Dang.
Yeah.
Where was that?
It was insane. Right in Phoenix, right a couple blocks out of the city.
That's why the timeshares are so cheap over there.
It is.
We've got a great place in Phoenix for you.
That's only 800 points.
Crime through the roof.
It's clean in
seemed like
here.
it
if
was.
you're okay
It
with
seemed
that.
like a nice area. You know,
Yeah.
it was like.
Got a
okay.
balcony so you can see it all.
In fact, just like a month ago, the cops called me and they wanted me to tell them the story. I'm like, I barely remember it. I mean, it was dark. They wanted me to describe the guy. I'm like, yeah, what kind of car was it? I'm like,
Dude, I'm busy getting down hiding. Looking at a car.
right?
Yeah.
You said it was dark.
Yeah, I gave my report to the police when I was there. I mean, why are they calling me now? I don't know. It's weird.
It is,
Probably going to trial and defense
Yeah.
lawyers trying to figure out what I know. And
You should, in the description, describe Joe Biden to them. He was fucking out of his mind. He was just like looking weird and pointing everywhere and walking in weird directions.
walking funny, his gun shaking.
I don't know what he was doing, just shooting all over the place.
It was their stairwell. He fell up the stairs real quick.
And for some reason, he kept saying, I couldn't understand him, but it was just crazy. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Speaking of Joe Biden, since you were here last, there has been some events in the political world.
Just a few.
Just a few, right?
So, what do you guys think of the Kamala appointment? I guess it would be in the coup of Joe Biden.
Definitely no
Whoa.
You know
primary
what we
there.
think. We'll tell you.
It was pretty predictable,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, that's what I envision of it. You know, where did she come from, guys? Where? It's like out of nowhere. Nobody likes her. Nobody really likes her.
But
This is
in
a
a matter
huge coup.
of just a couple of days from the anointment, after the anointment she went from the most unpopular vice president in history to some kind of
Megastar.
To megastar.
Yeah, now she's got enough delegates to
Well, no, there was never any delegates.
that.
It's
But
just how
that was
many-
the headline. Kamala Harris secures enough delegates to run, basically.
Yeah.
So
Well, there was
pretty
no
much-
primary, but the delegates still voted for her.
yeah, that was the
Well-
headline in WIPO. That
Well,
was
they were Biden. Technically, they were Biden's delegates,
Mm-hmm.
and he he released them, and then the backroom deals. But the DNC, they have the super delegates, so it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter what you vote for anyway in those primaries.
Yeah.
That's why I vote Green Party. You got two corrupt parties. Both sides are corrupt. I don't care.
I mean, at the top,
you can prove it.
absolutely.
That is true.
That-
And
Decade
this is
after
why
decade.
I think so. Trump, since he has to, he can't go left. I think because he has to be on the side, he kind of chooses conservative. But he is just a businessman and not a politician. I think he's like in the middle.
I think he's the straightest we got right now.
At least you know.
Well, you got to throw. Have you looked at Jill Stein?
No,
Well, take a look. Take a look at Jill Stein. She's going to be on the ticket.
is she?
Jill
Yeah.
Stein.
Look at what she stands for.
she's a Green Party candidate.
Yeah.
JP's been a Green Party fan for a while.
Yeah.
I've always
Now
voted.
explain Green Party.
I voted Libertarian pretty much every election.
Is it libertarian?
That's
Like Green
libertarian.
Party?
See, it's really interesting
Well, they're
to me
different.
when you say explain Green Party, because that's
Yes.
a big issue we have in this country, is that other parties do not get any press. They don't get on the debate.
So it's
It's
a real
true.
thing.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people
These
don't
two
know about
corrupt parties, they don't allow anyone else on the debate stage. They don't allow anybody else to get any press.
Because
That's so
there's no
interesting.
money in the Green Party,
Well,
probably,
it's just,
right?
no, it's
Well-
more about power and control.
Yeah.
Who's going to control the
It's the
government.
two-party
Yeah.
duopoly we have,
Mm-hmm.
and they, it's just never gonna. It's never gonna happen where they give up that power and let a third party in. Now, if for some reason RFK Jr. would have stayed in and they did hit the 5% number, then in 2028 they would have got matching funds and everything.
Yeah.
But I really think that they should take all private money out of politics.
Hooray.
You should get the presidential election. You each get $100 million or 200, whatever's kind of stupid amount of money they need, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when you can let Monsanto and DuPont and Raytheon and Boeing and everything run both sides,
Literally.
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter who you go. Although
And you forgot Pfizer.
you're my
favorite.
favorites. But when you have all this money going in, that's why the corporate media is what it is. I mean, they are just totally controlled by their advertisers.
Yep,
So if
corporations.
you watch the news, no matter left, right, Fox, MSNBC, don't matter. You're getting Pfizer propaganda because you'll never hear anything against those companies.
That's true.
Right.
This is how
That's
you
very
know
true.
that the party right now that is currently in office is they're pulling so many strings because like they're not thinking about the actual the health of the country and just how we're going to face other countries, because it does take a bit of intimidation these days to straighten up. Like someone mentioned, envision Kamala going over to Russia, and how much respect do you think Putin's going to have for her? You know what I mean?
I know. I've thought about that several times.
Like
I mean,
people would say that people are laughing at our country because this, and this, and it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think about her sitting across the table from Putin or Ping from
and just
China,
rambling.
Yeah.
and sitting. I mean,
She
there's
could-
no way she wouldn't be controlled by
Right.
someone else.
Yeah, well, she's
There's just no
controlled.
way.
She's controlled by China right now.
I would think.
She's already in bed with China. It's already done.
Well, they're corporatists now. They take the corporate money. They're beholden to the corporations. The Democrat Party, when my mom voted for George McGovern against Richard Nixon in 1972, was the anti-war, anti-corporation, anti-rich people, for the working man. That doesn't exist.
It does not exist.
No.
No.
Those,
It's all a big lie.
It doesn't exist.
yeah, because it doesn't exist.
There's never been a Republican that's made a small government cut spending. Never, not one. So you get the bullshit on both sides. But I guess if you look at what's of the two evils, I'm with
But if you
guys.
can't vote for evil, which is my stance, then you go Green Party.
Yeah,
And Kermit, he said it the best.
Kermit the Frog.
It's not
Oh,
easy
Muppet
being green.
Capers.
It's just not easy being green.
not easy being green.
So with the Green Party, like,
Yeah.
it is a problem that not a lot of people. I didn't know about a Green Party.
Sure.
So two, like, you think it's like the pool? Like, do they have pool to get people? Because I feel like at this point, it's like, man, like really, we gotta. It's like really choosing sides right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to know that there's something else out there, it's like, do you think people could actually?
I think the media sways us so much into, you know what, we can't have Trump or we can't have the Democrats.
Yeah.
That people, you hear it all the time. I'm voting for the lesser of two evils. That's what the media wants us to do. They want us to stay with these two parties.
Yeah.
They don't want to open anything up. We got a corrupt two-party system, and they're doing everything they can to keep it that way.
Yeah.
So
How corrupt? do
very
you think-
very little changes. If you think about your life in every 4-year cycle, how much does your life change?
Doesn't.
It doesn't.
It changed quite a bit in the last 4 years.
Did it?
Yeah.
It's been the
Day
worst.
to day?
for the last
It's been the
4
worst.
Your day to day. What did your day to day
It
change?
really,
Man,
truly.
I'm
Now,
significantly
are-
more broke.
Are
Yeah.
you saying Are you saying it's because of what happened with COVID and all the money they printed? Because that happened starting with the Republicans and then moved into the Democrats.
There's no doubt
so
about
it's both
that.
parties. You can't say one did the other.
I don't remember saying that.
Okay.
And that doesn't.
Yeah.
And also that doesn't really affect me, honestly.
Well,
Well, it does.
kinda
Your
does.
groceries are more expensive.
But when I say that,
Our
I mean,
consumer goods are more expensive.
Because you asked, how does it affect your day to day?
Yeah.
And I mean, yes, while all that is more expensive, I feel. So the illegal printing of the money. Mm-hmm. I didn't know the.
Well, it's not
Republicans started
illegal
that.
printing. It's just as printing. That's what
Yeah.
we do.
Why
Yeah.
the hell are we in debt? Is my question.
Pardon me?
If we're able to print money, why the hell are we in debt?
Well, that's part of why we're
That's the
having to
problem.
borrow
But if
so
it's
much.
if I take $1 and rip it and it has no value anymore,
It does. It's backed by the the taxes that they're going to steal from us.
What I mean is, if I burn this dollar and it's gone, gone, poof, it's gone.
It is.
Like you could do that easily with money. So I guess I'm trying to say is I try not to let it affect my day to day because, like, if we're trying to live that off grid life soon.
Yeah.
And it's like you kind of have to be bulletproof.
So you've been investing in Bitcoin.
No,
No, not yet.
no.
Well, that's the next thing.
But is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Maybe.
Well,
I don't
it's
know.
for
No,
sure
no.
the
I'm
way
saying
that-
yeah, like question mark.
It's for sure a digital, non-centralized currency. If I want to give,
Isn't that dangerous though? Like
Why?
Because it's still
it's
online.
electronic.
You know, it's electronic.
which
Yeah,
means I got
You
your
have no
stuff now.
access.
Like
it's
Yeah.
volatile, but no,
you have no
once-
electricity, you have no money.
Well, if you don't have internet,
You don't have internet, you have no money.
okay. If the internet goes down like it did a month ago when that CloudStrike server
shit.
screwed everything up,
Yeah.
nobody had any money.
Exactly. So how
You
safe
couldn't
is
go to the
that?
bank. I tell you what, if everybody goes to the bank and wants all their money, it ain't there.
it's not
So
there.
no one has any
It ain't
money
there.
anyway.
No banks physically have
Unless
that.
you have
They
a
don't.
drawer
They're-
full of gold or silver, you don't have any money.
That's what we're all saying. That essentially you need to have that tangible stuff, that gold and silver, man.
But if you ever have to get out and get your money moved, like I have a little bit of Bitcoin and I got in it early.
what about? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
But if I literally wanted to take that money, I could. We'll talk about this later if you want.
No,
because there's
man.
some tax implications I don't want to discuss. Like,
Yeah, sure.
no,
Also,
on a recording.
I mean, also,
Something that's going out to the world.
don't you edit? Do you edit? Like sometimes if
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you could.
Well, if we're going to edit something, you tell me in advance.
Well, no, that's cool. But if hypothetically, if you had a lot of money and you wanted to leave and go to Belize and not pay taxes on it, and it was all in Bitcoin, you could have it all on a USB drive and take it to Belize, and the U.S. government would never know it existed.
right.
So if it's in certain storage mediums, and once it's on the blockchain, it's yours. As long as you don't forget your codes, you're never going to lose it. Now, Bitcoin is losable, and a lot of people have. There's a lot of Bitcoins that are poof gone.
I just wish I understood it more, man.
Me too. I'd never gotten into it, but
It's the easiest way while you're learning about it, if you want to, would just be open a Cash App account, put $500 in or $100, buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. And it'd be $100 in your Cash App account. And if you need that $100, you can sell $50 worth of Bitcoin right now and take 50 and go to 7-Eleven. It's that easy. And transfer in and out of your bank account. I gave my daughter Megan,
But you're not running to 7-Eleven the same day. It takes time to transfer over, doesn't it?
by the time you get to 7-Eleven.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I sent you $100 worth of Bitcoin or 1,000 or 10,000 or 1,000,000, it would literally be yours in seconds.
Oh, okay.
wow.
And I'll be on the blockchain. Depending on what wallets you use, you may or may not be trackable by the government. Right now, they make it really hard.
Yeah, sure.
But at the beginning of it, it was just the Wild West, and nobody knew what you had. So
Wild
it was kind of
West.
fun.
We need a reset where it's just like one of those Men in Black lights. Everyone goes to neutral, and you're thinking like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like everyone's just like, oh, there is no red, blue, green. We're here. How are we all going to survive?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How do we all help each
How
other
do we
to
all
do
help
better?
each other to do better? There's
Instead
no
of just
rich
focus,
people.
right?
Yeah.
Just focusing on profits and
that's
profits
what
and
we need.
profits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what we
insane.
need.
It is.
I'm
I agree
really
with that.
trying to get my wife to imagine a life of cowboy and Indians back in those days where these families went hungry for weeks because there was no catching, and hunt wise there was no catching. But then when the catching was good, and what I mean by that is they would separate the food out, space the food out to where, okay, honey, this is going to last us for a month, or this is going to last us for a season. But at this point, this date right here, when the sun is at this point in the sky, I'm going to need to go fishing again. I'm going to need to go hunting again for an entire 3 days, okay? We'll be away. If we went back to that, what would happen, guys? You know solar, which is great. What would happen if everything was wiped out? Seriously, no phones, nothing, no lights, nothing.
test.
What are you
It'd
going to
be
do?
anarchy, man.
What are you
It'd
going to
be
do?
anarchy.
It would be
It would be
anarchy,
anarchy,
right?
yeah.
Right. So at this point, it's like at this point, do you have enough clips, thus ammunition for those clips? Because in the Army, we were talking about this. It's like they're not sitting in the trenches like loading bullet at a time. No, it's clip.
No, yeah.
All right, that fucker's done. Load that motherfucker. You keep going, you keep going, you keep going. Do you have enough of that? Okay, next up. All right, so because you got to protect yourself. It's anarchy. People are trying to eat people at this point.
Yeah.
There's no groceries, nothing like that.
Yeah. Well,
no one's stocked up on food.
Well, they say it's 3 days before people. 3 days of people being hungry before they'll get violent.
Yep.
Then they'll come knocking on your door. Well,
Yes.
Well,
they come to my door.
I don't know. You've been in hurricane disasters. I've been in hurricane disasters, and what I found is that people tend to come together during those things.
Yeah. Before it goes crazy.
Before
right?
it goes crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's sustained beyond months or a few weeks when everything's gone, that's a different story. But I think people.
But a hurricane's different because you got the governor bringing out the National Guard. You got semi trucks full of supplies. You got just hundreds and hundreds of power trucks.
Yeah.
That's different. And every church is cooking hot dogs on the corner and giving food away. And it really is cool to see how a community comes together. In 2004, Hurricane Charlie, a year and a half ago for Hurricane Ian, both wrecked this town.
Yeah, man.
So I've been through 2 majors and a bunch of littler ones. And you're right, Jim. It does work that way.
Yeah. At
But
first,
that's different than a total collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we're all, I believe we're all anti-establishment here, but the establishment does not care about humanity. If they could turn the lights out on us right now, they would. They would if it meant that it was going to glorify their mission of being everlasting bosses, secure and in power over our every move, monetarily, financially, everything. If that's what it meant, turning the lights out on us, and it's not out of reach. It's not out of reach. And what are we gonna do? Seriously.
If we go, one thing Trump said, he said there will be no central bank digital currency. I
heard him
a
say
central
that
bank
too,
digital
bro.
currency would accomplish that goal for the government and the world globalists that want to run everything that you just described. That really 25 years ago when I started listening to Alex Jones, I did it for pure entertainment. Now looking back, I'm like, I was thinking about this today as I'm back in my car.
Yeah.
I'm like, 25 years ago when I started listening to wacky Alex Jones because it was entertaining.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the globalists wanting to take over and the poison shots and the frog's gay and everything else.
Here we
And
are.
it all has come true. Now, sure, he did a screw up with the Sandy Hook thing, but for the most part, that dude's been freaking spot on.
Right.
And so for that reason, I have been kind of prepared. I don't think that I'm nearly as prepared as I need to be.
Yeah.
But a good start is you guys with your self-sufficiency in the food area.
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah, I was just telling Rick before you got here, things I want to do in my yard. I was watching this YouTube video on 10 of the best plants you can grow in Florida that you can eat. They're perennials that grow like bushes or shrubs. You can pick the leaves. You can eat them. Sweet potatoes, you can eat the leaves.
Yes,
you can eat the potato, once it's fully grown.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I want, a yard full of that stuff. I don't want all this foo-foo plants and bushes and crap that I got to maintain all the time that give me nothing.
They give you nothing. What's the point of growing anything? That's why
and this lawn. Lawns are the biggest joke in America. to me.
What is the point, man?
What is the point?
You just
run your
mowing
lawnmower
over
twice
the
a
lawn.
week.
Like, I don't know how long we'll have this property in Lakeland because we want to end up in Tennessee where we get 4 seasons because we need that winter break.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can say is that we are moving toward less and less grass space.
Yeah.
We just put up a clothesline because our dryer broke. But the clothesline, we have that now. So that's an entire space that's completely covered. No grass anymore. None of that shit. No mowing in that area.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to mow less and less and less. I have a spot where I can get hay, all that stuff. What's the point of the lawn at all? And then furthermore, like you go to these downtown areas, even right here in downtown Utagorda, y'all got these little mini bitty plants that are just dying in the sun. If something's gonna be resilient, put like a cherry tomato plant is so resilient, bro.
Yeah.
In the sun. and 5 of those in a little, they have them right outside the window. They're hanging off the window kind of.
Mm-hmm.
5 of those in there, man. It'd be better off.
Yeah.
And it would be beautiful. You got the yellow
Beautiful,
flowers
people can eat it.
that are beautiful. And then as soon as these little cherry, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous to look at. Way better to look at than just a wilting plant.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
That you're just nursing along by watering with chlorinated water.
Yeah. Well, the history of lawns is that the royalty back in the day, royalty had lawns.
That's true.
That was the difference between the common man and royalty.
And
And
on
like
the
these
pa- the
fancy
pa-
lawns.
Yeah, and the parties like out on the lawns, like photographers and there was like photo ops out on the lawn, for these royal
Yeah.
things, gatherings and stuff, galas and stuff like that.
Yeah. Play our croquet.
Yeah, yeah, man.
So they must have just had like a herd of sheep out there just eating it down. I mean, it must have been. I mean, how do you mow an acre of grass or 2 or 3 or 4 acres?
Back then, yeah.
Yeah, you get them goats, man.
Yeah, goats.
Cheap labor.
chickens.
And gardeners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go for tortoises.
So what does the Green Party think about?
I pulled up their platform.
Oh, go for
Green
it.
What do they think about the border?
Share the Green Party.
Let's see.
Look it up.
Let's
I
see.
looked
What do you think
recently,
about
but
the border, though?
What do I think about the border?
Yeah.
I think it's gotten out of control.
Yeah.
I do think it's gotten
So
out
you
of
think
control.
there should be a wall?
I don't think I think a
have
wall
lost-
is
a wall, you said.
not the. I don't think it's even practical to have a complete wall. In some areas, we already have a wall. It's been found that people go over it, people go under it. So I don't think that's the answer. But I do think we have to protect our border. I do think we have to stop illegal aliens from coming in.
Yeah.
This is the melting pot. We've always had people coming into this country.
All day
And
long.
a person in this room and most of the people in this country are from another country when it comes down to it. So I don't see a problem with other people coming into this country if they do it legally and if we can support the numbers.
Bam.
But when it's illegal, no, they go right back.
Yeah.
They shouldn't even go to prison here because we shouldn't be supporting them with our tax dollars.
No.
They go right back to where they came from.
When they go to prison, that was an argument that I had a few days ago. It wasn't an argument. But I was just saying, well, when they go to prison here,
Now you're
That's
now
our
you're
tax-
buying them
yeah.
a bed, you're buying them food, you're
yeah,
buying them medicine.
we buy into that. Send them back. Let them go to prison over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What caused them to get in prison over there? That's not our problem.
Come on, man.
We can't solve the world's problems.
We can't.
We got enough in this country.
So I'm
Yeah.
guessing the Green Party, like by the way you speak, I feel like it, like if there had to be another name for it, it would be super duper duper light conservative.
Have you read
Or
the
probably
platform, Jen?
super. I have. It's been a while, but I probably don't agree with everything.
Okay.
But I'm more aligned with them than the Democrats or the
gotcha.
Republicans.
The Green Party stands firmly for social justice. This is straight from the Green Party platform website. The Green Party stands firmly for social justice for all living in this country, regardless of immigration status. And above all, policy and law must be humane. Anything less would be inconsistent with our green values and with our nation's values. That's
Well, I
pretty
think we
much
should
it.
treat anybody that comes in
Well,
here
of course.
humanely. That doesn't mean they stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all visit. We all visit other countries. And we're all treated pretty humanely. I've never had any issue. Treated like a monkey or anything like that.
Yeah.
Going to these other countries. So yeah, but did we stay there?
Monkey.
Dude, did we stay there? Did we stay there? No, we didn't stay there, and we didn't expect to get any of their benefits.
Right.
At the
Right,
time-
you
at the
weren't
time
going
we
there
were
to get their food stamps
No,
and
man, right.
get on their welfare program.
right.
Hey, while I'm here, can I have 14? I'm going to be here a month. Can you hook me up with $1,500 for food?
Just need some health care,
Yeah, let me go to the. I need a root canal.
Oh, dude, whitening. Oh my. Right.
Whitening. Wait, what do they call those plastic things now? They.
No, Invisalign.
Yeah, Invisalign. That cost my daughter like $5,000. You should see. Well, you saw her too. She looks great.
I used Invisalign for about 8 months
But,
after my braces. Yeah.
And people in California, they drive down to Tijuana, go to Mexico. They get a root canal for $300 instead of $4,000 in San Diego.
Yeah, man.
I just had a buddy of mine I work with that flew to Mexico just for a dental trip.
Wow. That's amazing.
But Mexico ain't
I
paying
got to
for
ask
it.
this, since we're talking politics of these different issues.
Yes.
We all have guns, right?
Yes.
Okay, everybody in this room has guns. Do you believe guns should be totally legal in all aspects? AK-47s with huge banana clips?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Especially if they're used for the right reason.
Well, that's the
And
problem. You
responsible.
can't control the
You can't-
use.
Well, you
So
can
what?
if you have it.
Great. This is all great. You can't control. Okay, what else can we not control? Right?
There's a lot of things
we can't
we can't control,
control the
like someone in a
criminals
car.
going to get the guns.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to get them illegally. We can't
Yeah.
control that.
Yeah.
But let's not ban. We can't control. We cannot control the criminals that are going to get the guns. Okay, right?
Yeah.
So we want to put a ban on guns, but then that stops good, working, trained men and women from having certain guns that will kill a criminal in one shot. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's a hard balance. It's
Yeah.
it's definitely a two-way street. It's kind of it may seem hypocritical in some ways, but I think all guns, they need to be legal. They need to,
I mean, I
for
don't
sure.
think you should be able to go to the gun shop and buy a 50 cal auto machine gun. Da, 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 where, I mean, I really don't. I don't have any problem with not owning machine guns. Although, I'm sure if you go to certain spots, you're going to find gang members with Uzis.
Where do they? This serious question. Where do they sell the 50 cal machine guns?
No, they're illegal.
Yeah, right. Okay,
They're already illegal.
So that's. I think. Yeah,
I mean, to have
So
illegal
good with that.
guns, yeah.
But as far as
I'm-
what's
I'm
legal
with that,
now,
yeah,
which is AR-15s, AK-47s,
Yeah.
without the firing pin, so they're
Yeah.
automatic. I have no problem with semi-autos.
Great clarification
I don't
there,
think you do
yeah.
either.
I think everybody should be able to own a pistol. I think anybody should be able to own a gun for hunting. But a gun like an automatic that's really designed for
Automatics are illegal already.
Okay.
What about the shotgun?
I'm totally fine
Home
with
defense?
shotguns. Yeah. Home defense, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm totally cool with that.
So
I just
automatic
don't like the guns where they can go into a crowd of people and just fire off numerous shells and just
Yeah.
wipe a bunch of
which is
people out.
every single semi-automatic weapon that you own, that you already own.
Oh, you got some guns, huh?
No,
No, you have a couple. I have a few.
I only
But
got
all
one
my
gun.
guns are semi-autos.
Yeah.
Do that fast, right?
Yeah, a good point.
I can reel off 9 in my Ruger.
And okay, let's go now. Let's go back
It's
to.
behind the seat of my car. You want to see it?
I love we love the Rugers. Let's go back to a sustainable life. If the economy were to go down, right?
Yeah.
It don't matter. The laws don't matter
At that point.
at that point when it's anarchy.
Oh yeah.
Because
Boundaries of my homeland.
pure.
We wrote a song
Yeah.
called Homeland.
Yeah.
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 And we talked about that.
It talks about just that. The laws don't matter once it comes down to something like that.
Yeah.
Not only are you trying to protect yourself, but then you probably have to hunt for food.
Yeah.
God bless you if you know how to start a fire without the lighter gun or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or, hopefully you got some lint around somewhere, a bunch of lint from the dryer.
Magnifying glass
dryer
here.
thing. If you catch the sun at the right time, those types of things. You got a couple of stones that you can start to spark things with, or
A bow.
I'm pretty
there's,
confident.
Fire.
10, 15, 20 ways to start a fire,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
but-
confident I could go down to the river.
Are you going to protect your
I can
life?
start a fire in the rain.
Yeah. I just like to believe, and maybe I'm naive, that people are mostly moral, and there's going to be definitely some crazies,
Yeah.
if there was anarchy. But I think a lot of people are good people are going to bond together.
Yeah. But if it came down to it, you would have your guns and protection.
Oh hell yeah, that's what I
That's
have.
what
One.
you.
Because
Yeah.
man, we want to preserve our lives.
Yeah.
And our
know.
family, more important, our families. We have
Families,
to-
right?
Yeah.
And our dogs.
We do that
and
with
I've-
guns, man.
Yeah.
I've talked about this issue with Megan and Manny, my daughter and son-in-law, and I'm like, Manny, we got to get some radios. We live 6 miles apart. If the shit hits the fan, and I can't call my daughter, the only thing I'm going to care about in my whole life is finding my daughter and getting my kids and my grandkids in the same place.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
So I don't have a plan to make that happen.
Yeah.
Maybe after this conversation, I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
This is crazy because I never thought this conversation tonight would be where we're at right now.
Well, I'm hoping,
I
man,
thought we'd be talking about your podcast. I want to hear about that and what's going on with that. And
we got to
but-
get to that. We definitely got to get to that.
Yeah.
But I think we all would like for there to be some sort of group that we could depend on if shit hit the fan.
That's going to be
Yeah.
each other and your neighbors and the
Yeah.
people on your block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been in my house 4 or 5 months now, JP, a couple months earlier. I don't know if you've made an attempt, but I've made a physical attempt to meet my neighbors.
Yeah.
And
That's
not one of them made an attempt to meet me.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Our neighbors right there are great. They brought over a food basket. They've brought over fruit. They're
Really?
always asking. Oh, they're
Tell them I
awesome.
just moved in too, but I'm just a couple
These
miles
people are
off.
great. These people over here, I've been over to their house already, helping them out with stuff. They've helped me out with stuff. The guy across the street's really cool. We talk all the time.
That's awesome.
This guy over here.
I mean, how about you guys? We haven't been up to your place. You know all your neighbors? I mean, could you get together with the 5, 6 people around you and say, hey, let's...
Man,
I can't do that.
Robert down the street that walks his dog Bella all the time. But I know a lot of my neighbors already. So
Where I used to live when I was married and my daughter was growing up was on Yeager Street. And we had 4 or 5 of us. We were all they were. I conformed to their redneck itty.
Yeah.
I did, and we called ourselves the Yeager Street Assault Team, and it was Sam and
that's
Todd
awesome.
and Bill and me, and we all had our families, and we all were the same. We were all 4 white guys with guns, and we always said
awesome.
if the shit hit the fan, we could block off this street.
Let's go.
And we knew every neighbor, and we could just block it off,
Yeah.
and this is where it'd be, and we would control that little part of
your pocket.
our
Yeah, brother.
area.
It's like Noah and the Ark. You starting civilization over again if you had to, right
yeah.
on that street.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sustainability is good. I think I could support me and who I had with me just down in the harbor
Why? My
with a
question.
fishing pole.
My question, guys.
And that-
Why don't you guys have land together?
Well, I just relocated. I mean, this has been a big transition for us. We wanted a place that had a pool. That was number one. Coming to Florida, my wife's like, "I'm not moving to Florida without a pool."
Man,
And
that
I'm
is-
like, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with the pool, because it's hot and she's
It's
heat
so
intolerant.
hot. You got to
Yeah.
get in there, man, and just
Yeah.
cool off.
Yeah,
You
And
know?
this area prices were right. It just worked out for us perfectly.
So refreshing to get in the pool when when
Yeah.
the sun's right on top of you. It's
Yeah.
better to be in the pool,
No
bro.
place better.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
I'm not moving without a pool.
Yeah.
Well, my son-in-law, he's Puerto Rican. He's got a big family, and he's been talking. Every time we talk about his compound because they just told me a couple weeks ago that they're going to have a baby. So hopefully that all works out
Wow,
fast.
man.
So I'm excited about that. But then Manny's like, well, okay, I'm going to buy this compound. I'm going to get my brother and my mom and you guys, blah, blah, blah. Yes. And I'm like, okay, that would be cool. And I thought about it for a week or so because my ex-wife would probably be there too. So I had to think about it. And I said, well, I can deal with her.
Good job.
I don't have to deal with her. I just don't. So no, but I kind of could. She's okay.
Yeah, okay.
And
I mean, you married her at one point.
All right.
yeah,
She's all right.
Yeah, she's okay. She's still the mother of my child. So
Yeah.
and but I told Man, I said, I think I'd be in on your compound. I would just rent my house out
That's it, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and come and put up some solar and some batteries. But that's the thing about solar.
Oh, I
If
have
the shit
questions.
hits the fan, the people with the solar panels are going to be targets. That's what
Yeah,
I think
that's
about
true,
sometimes. Especially if you got a couple Tesla batteries on the side and they know you have electricity.
So, I have so many questions about solar because we did it the wrong way. We did it the wrong way. And then after this, please, let's get to talking about Tre's podcast.
Or anything else, or whatever else we had on the.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah. If that was on the, if that was the next on the docket. But
there's nothing on the docket. We,
okay.
we just want to hang out with you guys,
Right off the
chill
cuff,
and
man.
talk.
I had a couple
That's
of those.
awesome,
perfect.
man.
Kamala, Trump, and the last thing you listen to in your truck.
Oh yeah,
That's
man.
that's what I had on my notes.
Yeah.
So we got Kamala out the way, Trump out the way.
So what's the last thing you listen to in your truck?
I was probably listening to one of our gigs.
Oh, okay. One of your recorded gigs?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we record like song here and there.
Got to be original.
We're
know,
gonna start
it's-
recording our stuff here soon.
Yeah.
Last thing I listened to in the truck was some Zach Top, and he's like bringing back '90s country.
Okay.
I guess I'm listening to stuff like that and different songs just to kind of get a feel on some new maybe songwriting formats. some stuff that I can add to my own stuff.
But it seems like the country music format is 100% formula.
It is, man.
Every single song.
It is, and this guy actually has a really, he can riff very well as a country artist, and in a range that's like George Jones, and he's got some depth to his voice like Alan Jackson. It's those mixes right there, and he can play guitar so well. Just him and an acoustic guitar is awesome.
What's his name again?
Zach Top,
How do you spell the last name?
T-O-P.
Zach Top.
So when you
Yeah.
say country music is formula, being a little musically illiterate, what do you mean by that?
It's like you have your verse, chorus,
Okay.
verse,
Okay.
bridge,
Very
verse,
simple.
chorus,
Okay.
chorus, outro, done. And every
Gotcha.
single country song that's been a hit for the last 20 years, except a few, obviously,
Pretty much the same.
Yeah.
they've all been that same way. There's like a bunch of Nashville writers. And if you look at the credits on these songs, there's 8, 10, 15 writers. And, they're all getting a bite. And then God bless them if that's how they're making their living. But it's just not like you two sitting in your living room or in your hotel room putting a
Right.
song together written by Tre and Evan Jones.
Yes. Yeah.
That's like when Rush started recording, they said every song's by the band.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Keep it like
Every song, no matter who does what.
Yeah.
And there's been a few bands that have done that over the years.
Yeah.
But like in The Who, Pete Townsend wrote everything.
He did.
He's got all the publishing. The other guys, well, until John Entwistle died, Roger Daltrey, he's still out touring to pay his bills. Pete Townsend just collected the freaking checks.
Bro, yeah. Yeah.
I was in
It's true.
Tacoma. I was in
Paying
Tacoma
the
at
bills,
this
man.
arcade, and
Yup.
this guy comes running up to me. He's like, "Can I have your autograph?"
We thought you were Roger
He
Daltrey.
thought- yeah, that was Roger
I can
Daltrey.
see that, man.
You should have said $1,500.
That's funny.
So like probably about 25 years ago, I was doing some real soul searching, and hate's a destructive energy in our body, right? Hate can cause disease in your body. So I started thinking about and listing every freaking thing I could think of that I hated. One of them was country music. So I said, all right. So, okay, like McDonald's was another one. So I had to look, what's the positive thing about McDonald's? They're on a McDonald's house. So I was trying to look at positive, good things about everything I hated and turn my mind around about these things. So with country music, I started putting it on in the car and listening to it. Country had changed a lot. It was more like rock. And I'm like, wow.
Well, like
Yeah.
rock pop.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, just not
Yeah,
the
for
old
sure.
twangy,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah.
Totally,
Not the
and
George
now-
Jones. It wasn't
Yeah,
the George
yeah.
Jones.
And now I can listen to country, and a lot of it I like, and some it's like, man, these are good songs, man.
Yeah.
Good.
That's
good
awesome.
Work. Yeah.
Wow, you write down a list of.
That's me. I'm a weirdo. I do those things.
That's
man.
getting
I
it
mean,
out
if
and on
trying to
paper.
better yourself is weird, then let us all be weird. You know?
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Amen to that,
Yeah,
brother.
essentially what you're doing, you know?
Yeah, that's been my
Turning
life.
that
goal.
around.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of. It's cool that you could. I hate McDonald's because they poison our kids with their.
Yeah.
But the Ronald McDonald House is a good thing.
Yeah. So I'm trying to, focus
it?
on
I have a
every
question.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
How much do
Guys,
you
guys,
know
guys,
about
guys,
Ronald
yeah,
McDonald?
I
I
just
don't.
know they help families
I just
out when the
assume
kids
they
are
would.
sick. That's-
Oh, I just don't know.
Well, okay,
I know
right,
about.
right.
I just feel like anything that has to do with kids with a big corporation like that, it's like, I need to dig into this.
This is
and
such
see
a
what's
good
going
topic.
on.
Yeah.
True.
What's
Such
up
a good
with
time.
What I
Yeah.
believe about the Ronald McDonald's house is that when there are sick kids that need to be hospitalized and the parents are out of state, out of their home to go be with the kid, that they put them up and take care of them. That's my understanding of the Ronald McDonald house.
Take care.
Well, give them a place to stay that's free. Give them some Whoppers, some fries.
The most money making, I don't know, the most money making business is what in the world?
Fast food?
A sick child.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so with
Because
that,
that's a lifelong business.
This sounds
Yeah,
like a
with
Del
that-
Bigtree podcast
this is
that I
such a good
listened to
topic.
recently.
This is such a good topic.
Yeah.
With that, Ronald McDonald, right? McDonald's. The most successful business in the world is a sick child. The most,
Yeah.
the richest. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a client
Sure.
your whole life
Ronald
in the
McDonald makes
pharmaceutical industry.
McDonald's,
Yeah,
but then has a house for sick children,
that's a good point.
right?
We're going to poison your kids,
Just
but then
let
help the
that-
family out.
let that sit, yeah.
That's a really
Let
good
that
point.
sit,
But you know
Out
what?
of that.
Yeah, but at least you're getting a freaking Happy Meal, right?
That
There's some toys.
is, you mean your blood circulation's terrible?
You got
Take a Happy Meal.
You got the ball house that you get to jump into.
That's right. Yeah, go down that little.
Well,
platform.
We used to do that. Be
I
at the
still
ball
love
house.
quarter pounders.
I mean,
with
it was
cheese
innocent
before I
at
knew
one
better,
point,
you
you
know?
know?
It was,
Actually, I mean,
man. Whoa, nah.
You know they say when ignorance is bliss. So like when I didn't know about how bad McDonald's is for you,
Man.
I was in heaven.
Yeah.
I was eating
This
it all
is
the
so
time.
good.
Heck yeah.
And now I know like this might not be real meat, or why is it so damn good?
And
There's
it's
some
designed
chemicals
to
that
make
are
you hungry.
These apple
yes, take it back
pies.
for more.
The ice cream.
Those
The
fries.
Fries,
Oh, my
yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. All of it.
And then they made the McFlurry.
Yeah.
Lord.
Rick turned me on to Del Bigtree. Are you guys ever listen to Del Bigtree podcast? So this, you know more about it than I do, but I start to listen to this stuff, and it's like that naivety is kind of cool because you could stay positive, you could stay in a blissful state.
Yeah.
Then you start to find out some things that are really going on, and I just get angry inside. It's
Yeah.
like, how are these corporations getting away with this? Why is it? Yeah.
And as
And-
people of the
and-
United States,
Yeah.
civilians, taxpayers, we can't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, so
we
many
don't
people
have
don't
a-
even know that
Yeah.
these things are going on.
Yes,
And then,
Right.
when
then
you
to do
find out
something
you can't
about
reverse, I can't
Yeah.
get this out of my mind.
right?
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. We're all waking up.
I like
when
to
did
think
you
so, but
start? When did you guys start thinking the way you're thinking and break out of the mold of
It was COVID, man.
COVID.
COVID?
Okay.
4 or 5 years ago.
The complete thing for me was my ex-girlfriend. Her family was military. And I've always thanked our soldiers anytime I find out someone's in the military, but it became like extra after I dated her or during dating her. She just opened my eyes because I feel like, growing up how we grew up and in the scene we were in, sports and the cool kids,
Sure.
we were great at basketball. Now we're musicians. It's like that path, it's just like it turns you into, like, if you're not careful, it kind of turns you into,
You could live in a cocoon.
seriously, like
Yeah.
it turns you into a different person.
You got people liking you, want to
Yes.
take your picture. You guys
Yes.
are going to Moscow,
Yeah.
singing and stuff.
And
You're
essentially-
stars, kind of, right?
Essentially, we were liberal as hell.
Which way do the stars vote?
Oh, always left.
We did what they
Almost.
did.
That's
Yeah.
it, brother.
We did what they did. So my wake up, true wake up, because when we left Minnesota to come here, it really wasn't because, conservative, liberal, whatever.
Right.
It was like our group was going in a direction kind of, we also had some opportunities in Atlanta with some family, but a whole bunch of things that were not, it had nothing to do with being liberal. We woke up after and like my girlfriend opened my eye, my ex-girlfriend opened my eyes. I was like, man, I do play victim a lot. Like, just because of my skin color. And I'm like, that's not fucking me. That's why I'm so fucking uncomfortable, because that's not me. Like, why?
Well, you never felt that way. It doesn't seem like you guys live that way at all.
Right. Because the switch is real and you know what's real, man.
My girlfriend right now, I've told her about my life and when I was a kid, and it wasn't the best. And we had accounts at the pizza place that my grandpa would pay once a week at Pizza Palace, because that's what me and my brother ate when my mom would disappear for weeks at a time and just leave us at the house. And we just kind of have to make do.
Yeah.
And so I was telling her these stories and stuff, and she would come back to me with, well, you grew up poor. I never thought of myself as poor. And I still never thought I was.
Yeah.
I never look at myself as I was a poor person or what. There's been plenty of times I haven't had $20 in the bank or $100. But I never really considered myself that. And it's funny that you say the victim mentality, because that's what it freaking is.
It is.
When you can quit being a victim and say, hey, I'm going to take control over my own shit.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is my life. I'm in control.
Yeah. I can't.
It's
like,
my fault.
Because she gives me this "you're a white guy in America" thing, and I'm like, well, that's bullshit. Because
Such bullshit.
Because when I was 19 years old, when Jim was 19 years old, sure, we were what we were, white kids in America at 20 years old. And sure, we might have had more opportunities back then 30, 40 years ago than you guys. But it's not that way now, which is good. Yeah. But the thing about it was, we both went in the Navy to pay the bills and to get an education.
I couldn't go to college.
It's
There was no
choices.
money
There
for
was no-
college. There was
there
no
was no
jobs.
All fucking choices, man.
Yeah.
You guys did something with your lives early.
Yeah.
If there was another dude who was your age and black and didn't do that, that's on him.
Yeah.
And he, we take different paths, and a lot of black people will just wait for the government to be like, here's some money.
Well, there's a lot of white people do that too.
Absolutely, but I'm not white.
Well, no, right,
I'm
yeah.
just saying, like,
Wait a minute.
you know what I mean?
No, I do
Which
know
is
what
like-
you mean.
So I'm like, yes, I have these same opportunities that you have. I have them.
I agree.
Who the hell is going to outwork you if you really want something?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And right now, you guys. I mean, look at the work ethic you guys have. I mean, we started talking an hour and a half ago. Hey man, gigs Thursday, gig Friday.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
You
in
guys are
town
working
Thursday
it,
earlier.
man.
Hey, you got a gig? Sure, let's go. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, twice. Sunday, now here again, and now you're here with us hanging out, which is awesome.
Yeah. And the other side of it, you asked why I don't have land.
Yes.
Land's a lot of work.
It is.
It's a lot of work.
It is. But imagine if you
and
had,
you're doing that too.
Imagine if you had 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
say it's 2 acres. Real quick, Lee from Lee Richardson. Shout out to Leroy's. We love that place. Leroy's Southern Kitchen and Bar every last weekend of every month. Sullivan and Marion, downtown Punta Gorda. We love that place. Lee has 2.5 acres. Mm-hmm. He built a house for his mom. His parents are divorced. He's building a house for his dad now on the property. They're all gonna live there. He's got a little girl. He's got a son, older son. They're all gonna be on the property
What
together.
a good legacy to leave to your kids.
Yeah, they have chickens. They got a few hogs.
That's nice.
I think they're getting goats. They're renovating their whole house right now.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, his dad is still very mobile and does all types of work. So that's somebody else to help take care of the land.
Yeah.
I was talking to Lee's wife about him moving, onto the property, and she said his main purpose to move on the property is to do the farm work. This guy Lee's about to be 50.
Yeah, he's like 75.
He's about 75. He's still doing farm work, you know. So I know we can do farm work.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I can
if
do it.
If it came down to where we're like,
Yeah.
we need to team up because society's going fucking
It would
down.
be important to
you
find
know?
other people with your same mindset,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the same values, and
Yeah.
same morals, and same man. Who can
Yeah.
read to the kids?
Yeah.
and who it really.
Yeah.
All right,
It takes time, but yeah.
Well, let's hear about your podcast. We'll talk about this stuff all night.
It's called People Helping People right now.
I love that.
Did you guys go through this thing where you're like, you have your podcast, you haven't done an
Yeah.
episode yet.
Yeah.
You're like, this is the name. And then you do it, and then all these other ideas come into your head, but you already have your name out there.
Well, the name Yogi and the Beachman, that's just us.
Yeah.
So,
Simple.
but we started off just pretty much telling stupid stories,
Yeah.
in my opinion, and just talking.
Yeah.
And then I was doing psilocybin mushroom trips pretty regularly. And a theme that kept coming back to me is freaking people are suffering. And it's like, well, what am I supposed to do about it, mushroom? I can't help the world. I've done a lot with, having yoga studios and running yoga retreats and doing different things, but what am I supposed to do about the world suffering? I taught yoga to help people overcome suffering, and then the other side of it was focus kept coming back to me. Focus, do something and focus on it. And so we're doing these podcasts, and then I realized, man, we need to change directions.
Yeah.
And I single-handedly changed the direction to promoting people that are helping people and to make connections and to share information that's going to help others.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if Rick would be on board or not. I'm like, hey, Rick, this is what we're doing. He's like, yeah, I'm all about it.
Because
like,
that's
okay,
not
cool.
my gig. That's not really who I am. I've always been into I want to be healthy. I want to do the right thing. But now, just like you guys said, you woke up a few years ago and hearing about all these poisons they're feeding us. And since then, Jim's work ethic is freaking crazy. He sits here for 6-7 hours every day working on this stuff and really getting committed to it. And and I have more respect for that than you know, JP.
Thank you.
And to have, now we're talking to doctors and nutritionists.
It's awesome.
And the dog food guys from Canada,
That's
they're
awesome.
chefs.
It's so cool.
And you guys.
Yeah.
And it's really cool being not from that mindset
Yeah.
to go there, because I've just needed a little nudge. And Jim gave me a kick in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm just digging on it.
Dude,
I really,
Jim
truly
saw
am.
that you are a talker, and he's like,
Well-
"That's my right hand, right there."
No, but I don't really feel that way.
It's that accent, man.
I have some listen, I have some gaps in my life. And since this has started, Jim has helped me fill one of them. And it really feels good to be a part of this.
Heck yeah, good.
And
That's awesome, man.
It's a good little testimony, you know.
It kind of, that's kind of how I feel. And I don't talk like this. I don't never tell him.
Yeah, we're guys. We don't.
I just don't.
That's why you guys are here. I've felt you guys raising vibration and spirit through your music.
Yeah. Sure.
And then when I went on the website and I see that you're teaching people the sustainability and how to do things for yourself, it's like, okay, I want them to be on here. I want to help you guys spread your message.
Thank you, man.
Spread your music, spread what you're doing on YouTube through your videos and farming and filleting fish, all those things, creating fertilizer. It's important. It's important to help people get their word out.
Yeah.
It'll connect people somehow. I know that. Ran a yoga studio for, I don't know, close to 10 years. And I just thought, I'm helping people stretch and all this. And then after a few years, I start realizing the people that I'm bringing into the studio, doing workshops and other things, people are connecting with these people. People are connecting with other people. And it's creating networks.
Yeah.
It's creating community. And people are growing and learning and doing better and getting healthier because of these connections that are made. I want to do the same thing through podcasting.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
That's awesome, man.
so people helping people. Tell us where you're going, Trey.
Yeah. So, like my family, really myself, Evan, older brother, and my dad, we essentially want to start a podcast. But I also had it in my mind that we might need to change the name because I named it People Helping People because that's all I hang around, like people who are actually in the business to help people.
Nice.
And with my dad and my brothers, we just have such a good time all the time. And people are so drawn to families doing things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And doing it and posting about it.
Yeah.
And, when sometimes you're scrolling and you come across that one page with this guy who's just so entertaining. That is my father. And I think he's so computer illiterate and social media illiterate, but if you just, push him in the right direction, he'll go on and on, give you so much content that people want to see and he doesn't even know it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I kind of want to take another avenue because myself, my goal is to really start monetizing. Like I want to have social media start paying me.
Well, YouTube would probably be easier than podcasting, especially for someone like your dad, where you could just, have a camera, a 4K camera, or your iPhone, or just anything.
Oh, absolutely.
Or a GoPro and just follow him around and, hey, Dad, talk about this.
Absolutely.
Those guys, when you get that guy who's got the charisma, like two guys here do, but I can imagine your dad on top of that. You only have a few seconds to get that hook in something.
Absolutely.
Because my attention span is about 3 seconds on a YouTube short.
Yeah.
And it's very true. Like B footage, like B-roll stuff,
B-roll,
stuff that, is not on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm always, because we're going to live together. My dad is moving here and him and I are getting a place and it's going to be nonstop. I'm going to be posting every day about this guy.
That's awesome.
And you will not, you will barely see me. It is him, just doing him. Cooking, singing, in his robe all day because he just retired. Seriously. All of it.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
You gonna shave this month, Dad?
Yeah. So it's either I do that or I just go with 2 podcasts. Why not? Like 2 different
podcasts? Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I have at least 3 Instagram pages.
Okay.
My music one.
Yeah.
I have one that's blank, but it has 9,000 followers because I had
What?
Yeah, and you need
9,000
10,000 to
followers?
start monetizing on Instagram.
Would it be okay if you posted this podcast
On that
to your
page?
9,000 Instagram followers?
Exactly.
100%. 100%. Like, absolutely, because that crowd, look, all those people are what we're about.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Because what that page was about, it was focused on saving children, but it was focused on the loud trans community. Keep our children out of your mouths. You know, we're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children chant that they made.
Yep.
I was shutting down all that, and people were just following. I had a freaking video that I put out that got 5.5 million likes,
Wow.
35,000
huge.
comments,
Wow.
and it's like I had 300 followers, and from that one post,
Yeah.
put me up to 9,000 followers.
That's
I need
amazing.
And
1,000
you can
more
monetize at 10.
at 10,000.
And how long ago was this?
It was a while ago that I did that. I mean, the page has been around for a while, but I posted that probably a year and a half ago, and I was really hitting that page hard. Like every single day, I had a new, and they were long stories and long reels of me. Like, okay, for example, at high school in Oswego, Oregon. There was a man in the restroom. Like I'm over here on camera, and then I have a green screen with what's actually going on behind me. So it's like, oh, this is cool. I'm like a newscaster. So
Yeah.
I just explained there were kids that stood up for a man being in the woman's restroom and like all that stuff. And it's just you need a little drama in those things for people to actually like.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to watch what's coming next or what's coming next.
Sure.
Sure.
And the one that got 5 million likes was a woman was supporting her son who thought he was a cat. He thought he was a cat, and she took him to the vet, and the vet said, I cannot work on a human, and she's trying to have a lawsuit. She's trying to go through with a
I
lawsuit.
think I remember that. I remember that.
So that video in itself, and
Yeah.
it's satire.
Yeah.
At
yeah.
that, it's a fake. Her whole page is satire.
Yeah.
Her whole page. And I
funny.
Look, when I put that out, I didn't know her page was satire.
Right.
But the fact that it got 5.1 million,
Yeah.
and then I start seeing, oh, I know her page, it's satire. Oh, I know her
Okay.
page. Like at 3 million likes, I'm like, oh shit, people are like, and I go look at it, I'm like, oh shit, she's like acting.
Well, that's when you go. That's when you go back and you post another one and say, "Man, that bitch got me."
And you know what? She got all y'all too.
Well, hold on. Or what are you doing acting like this with your kid? You go through all this. You go to an actual veterinarian.
The whole thing is,
All staged.
it's
with
satire.
the kid. How does that for the kid? The kid's
Yeah.
acting too. How old is the kid?
It's fake.
How
Well,
old
hey,
is the
if
kid?
she's getting
She
that
doesn't
many
have a
views-
kid.
Oh, it wasn't a real
Shouldn't even
kid.
have a
It's all
kid?
fake.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Who's the
it's all
kid?
fake.
Who's the kid?
I don't know, but she's probably
Evan, it's a
she's
made-up
probably
story.
monetized.
Oh,
Satire is a
period.
made up story. Yeah,
I understand. So no, there was
Yeah.
no like. You said that she. Okay.
the whole thing is a made up story. So
So it was just off of words, not something that
Yeah.
you saw. Okay.
yeah, so I saw her speaking. It was just her face. You know, and I took my kid to the vet, and they said I can't work on him, and I told them I'm going to sue you, and they're like, go for it. He's not an animal. I'm not trained to work on a human.
We're not in Mad
That
Max
was
here.
So
Oh man.
Now,
Okay.
if the shit hits the fan, no, we're not going there. you might need that veterinarian
That's
to stitch your ass
exhausting.
up.
how do you do some of your videos are so cool on YouTube? How do like the tomato one where you're counting to 40? You're
Yeah.
like this little person inside the video.
Yeah.
And you're pointing at things and
I
who
finally
does your tech work on that? Your media stuff.
I'm doing all that through CapCut.
Okay. all
Yeah,
right.
you know what CapCut is?
No, I haven't worked with
Man, look up
CapCut yet.
CapCut. It took me a while to
CapCut?
get on the horse for that.
Okay, that's cool
Because
stuff.
I was using iMovie.
That's what I'm using now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about the same, but cat cut, man. It's
Cat or cap?
Cap. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I did say cat. Cap.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
CapCut, okay.
can. They make actual movies off of CapCut.
Yeah.
Really,
okay.
nowadays.
Is that a free software or
It's
or
free.
app?
Yeah, it's free. The basic level, but then what is it, Trey? That you get with CapCut? Because I'm paying for CapCut.
Yeah,
I'm paying like $7.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's CapCut Pro, $7, and you get everything. I mean, you're able to do crazy transitions, amazing captions, and it's nowadays the AI can take over and just like, of course, we're doing hours and hours of editing, but captions, I'm not going to sit there and write. So you hit AI captions, it goes to the video, writes it all out. You pick your font, you do all this, you pick your. You want to split the screen and guys, I just have to show you. CapCut is insane.
It is, and so
worth the $7 a month.
Absolutely.
Yeah. To I did.
This is not a paid endorsement for CapCut.
Right.
Right.
But it could be.
So I
Yeah,
was.
CapCut. We'd like a cut.
There's a delete background on CapCut where you can
That's sweet.
I'm sitting right here. I've got my phone looking at me like this, and then right next to me is the video. I'm watching the video, but then I put the video behind me as an edit. I edit.
That's cool.
So you
then
can be on the beach in Hawaii.
I could be anywhere, and they have the what do they do? The voice tray. You can isolate your voice
And isolate
to where
your voice.
if you're on the beach and it's windy and all that shit, nah, bro,
You take out the wind.
no more.
That's amazing.
It's
AI,
really cool.
AI is just phenomenal.
It's done a great work. So,
But it's so. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. So that just they have a delete or erase background. What is it? Remove background.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So that remove background. This here, I made that through CapCut. That is about 7 different pictures.
Dude.
Wow.
The jets in the back. That's a totally different picture.
Yeah.
The flag. I put the flag there.
That's cool.
Everything is artificial, and of course we don't look like we're outside there. That wasn't the point. It's just to
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
But it's just amazing what you can do
yeah.
on CapCut. Anything, man.
That's so
And then
cool.
we put a little jingle together.
Oh, that's just today.
That was.
Well, that's promoting today.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, very cool.
So it's just CapCut is great, man. It's great.
I'll have to check that
Have you
out.
seen the one where I'm promoting my? Have you seen the one where I'm promoting my dad and my
Your trip?
The trip.
Yeah,
Like
I
this
did.
one, that's all CapCut, man.
See, I did that through. I did that on one of our things recently. A little bit differently. I didn't put the figures in, the images in on all that because I don't know how, but I can't remember what it was called. Maybe I can pull it up.
Man, the things you can do
Yeah.
are just amazing.
What's that called? Keynote.
Keynote, I've heard of that.
Familiar with Keynote?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So I only used it to do like that map thing we had where it travels across the country.
Yeah.
I did this little clip where we're 2 Michigan native transplants or
Yeah.
whatever, and it shows us coming from Michigan down to Florida.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
on that note, we got copyright hit by YouTube.
Yeah.
What was it?
We were using a song. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
We're using Peggy Lee's song, Ain't We Got Fun?
Yeah.
So all our intros. Ain't we got fun? So
like 2
so I
verses.
posted a video to YouTube. And ding, copyright infringement. I'm like, oh no, man! I looked this song up. It's from 1920. Blah blah blah. It's free domain, and apparently it's not because the original song in 1920, yeah, that's public domain. But Peggy Lee redid it in 1955.
And change the lyrics. And
Changed the
copyrighted them.
lyrics, changed the music, and that's all copyrighted now. So I didn't realize that. So Universal wants $1,000 a year to use a few seconds of that cut on our intro and our outro.
Whoa.
Like, no,
How about
no
Evan and I
thanks.
redo it for
delete
you?
video. I'm gonna redo it, and so I used AI. Took her song that's on YouTube, recorded it. Used AI to take her off the track.
The vocals.
Yeah.
So now I just
Just
have
use
that
the
music because I want that music.
Yeah.
And now I rewrote lyrics to it as a parody, and my wife's going
Heck
to sing
yeah.
the lyrics.
That's
so,
awesome.
And the lyrics go with our podcast.
That's awesome.
So
Even
yeah,
better.
so I'm really excited about that. So yeah, it's
Even better.
exactly even
We
better.
were over here the other night. I was playing guitar. My girlfriend Carrie and his wife were singing, playing the organ, and Jim was on the tambourine. But we were whiskeying a little bit.
Come on now.
And he told me, man, that was a lot of fun. But we can't do that and drink at the same time.
Yeah, his guitar playing was off. His girlfriend's singing. My wife's like, she's okay through the first half, but she's not hitting the notes in the second half.
I don't play a lot of guitar anyway, so but
Yeah.
is
I mean, to me, my ear, I'm like, yeah, this sounds great. We're going to use this. She listens to it. She's like, nope.
I thought it was good.
Well,
But I didn't hear it back.
Right.
It was good while it happened. It was happening.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know how many beers and whiskeys you were into at that point, but I was going to text her.
Yeah, but
All
CapCut
right.
is-
Well, we're 90 minutes in. What are we doing here?
That's awesome. Wow.
Well, So when I was at Leroy's, we took our friends there for dinner the other night.
Yes,
He
sir.
was our pickleball coach from California.
Wow.
Came to see his brother. That was his brother, and they were doing some pickleball tournaments in the area, and they wanted to get together and do dinner. So we took them to Leroy's because it's a great place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking and stuff, and one of them said, "All right, one thing that could work really good is that your podcast is like at some point, like maybe at the end, ask one question to your host, to your guest." So, how I'm going to ask a question, and this might stick, it might not. We might do this another. How are you guys making the world a better place?
Very good.
Music, through music. I mean, at this point, I'm performing a lot more, and just every gig has something in common, and it is bringing joy to people. Really,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Joy
Yeah.
is important in this
and,
world.
I mean, they see what's going on. Like we're outside, we're sweating,
Yeah.
and some people take it as if these guys can be out here sweating, I can be a little bit more happy. Like I have a job because usually we're on weekdays we've got this downtown gig that we do, DTO live, downtown Orlando live, and they put us just in the middle of or downtown, and the businesses when they go on lunch they see us, and I can only imagine those buildings. People are stressed out, and anyways, I think through music we're making
Yeah.
the world a better place,
Bringing joy, lifting
Yeah.
spirits, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
and also just I don't know, man, not being crazy.
Yeah.
That really helps
Yeah.
make the world a better place.
It does
Don't
help.
add to the chaos.
Right. Don't add to the chaos.
Yeah.
At least I don't think I'm adding to it.
I don't know. I think
What about you?
sometimes I think adding to the chaos is a good thing.
I don't know.
Anyway,
There's something good comes out of everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
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 What you think?
Man, I think all our lives we search for like-minded people. And I think God gives us the ability to make those like-minded people. And at an age where we can be in our 20s and in our 30s and raise like-minded people and literally make those people, because, man, no one's going to show up for you like your kids. Your friends ain't going to do it. Your kids are going to show up for you, especially if you're a decent person.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this on the air for the very first time. I get to tell my brother to. Ann just pregnant with our third, and I'm hoping it's a boy. So I think adding and having more kids and raising like-minded people is one thing that I'm doing. For sure.
so you're telling
beautiful.
your brother right now that you're.
He's going to be an uncle again.
You're going to be an Uncle Trey?
Congratulations.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations. Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I
So
hope next time we see you guys, I can tell you my daughter's pregnant. I'm going to be a new grandpa too.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You kind of told us very little. You said
They're trying.
they might be pregnant. Yeah, that they're trying.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
I told Trey and I told my dad, I think probably like 6 months ago, I said, you give me about 6 months, 9 months, you'll hear from me.
Well, congrats.
You're
Yeah,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
what, like 5'2" and then a newborn? Is that what you'll have?
Bellows 5. Nisa's 2. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Bellows going to be 6 in October, though. I
I know his children's ages.
I had to make Bellows going to be 6 in October,
Yeah.
so he's coming up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, really. Nothing against girls. I do hope it's a boy, thoh.
I got 3
We
girls.
got, I
I'm
got
with
2
you.
girls. Girls are cool though, man.
You got
Yeah. Yeah.
3?
Yeah, 2 girls.
2 girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then my grandkids, I got 3 granddaughters and a grandson. So
Oh, man.
yeah.
I'm hoping.
Awesome,
I'm hoping
They're
Maddie's
awesome.
Puerto Rican.
Well, you
genes
saw my
will-
grandkids last time.
Yeah,
you were here.
man.
With
Yeah.
a guy.
Yes.
Boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I would say that, and then definitely musically, we write some really good songs.
You do.
In the sense that they're relatable, in the way that they're not perverting people, to an extent that's like, gosh, these guys are just completely out. These guys are just bad influences. We don't write those kind of songs, you
Right.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, musically and having kids,
Yeah. I tell you, I would love to hear more of your original stuff. More,
right on, man.
you guys have it,
Thank you.
Yeah,
You really do.
We should make it a thing that we do a song every time we come on here.
Yeah.
Well, we got our guitars.
Yeah, if you guys don't mind.
Would we mind?
You
Is
talked
that,
about, you
is that a
talked about,
question?
you talked about fishing earlier. And we got a song called Fishin Again.
Oh, we would love for you guys
Yeah,
to do
we
that.
haven't played that.
Absolutely love it.
Oh, the dogs are here.
That's okay.
That's okay.
We could do the song with the dogs. That'd be all right.
Yeah, have a background dance.
Let's go get those guitars. Man.
All right, cool. Sweet. Oh, man, you guys are amazing. So we got the American Jones Brothers here. What are you playing for us today?
So we're going to be playing a song called Fishin Again.
Fishin' Again.
We wrote this song on a whim. And, well, fully intentional, but it was, we used to have writing days, like every Monday we would do it. We should get back to that.
Yeah, we should.
But it's called Fishin' Again. It's just about getting at it, really, and it's very simple, self-explanatory, man.
Okay.
Everyone can relate to it.
Yeah.
You know, who has gone fishing or has just waited
Waited out there, you know.
waited it out, and
Seeing some bites and
yep.
Yeah.
feeling on things, and maybe being able to move their position too, because we don't have a boat. We also tipped the canoe, so that traumatized us.
Ooh, yeah.
In Gator country.
Ooh, scary.
And we were treading water. And so we usually go from docks and stuff now. So
Yeah.
changing position, you know, you got to be out there. I mean, 5 hours, then you split the time. And then hopefully you get some lunch. You know, but yeah, it's called Fishin' Again.
Okay.
When we fishing. Yeah, when we fishing. When we going fishing. When we fishing. When we going fishing. Yeah. When we fishing. Yeah. When we going fishing. When we fishing, yeah. When we going fishing, right. I was riding around in the truck, trying to get stuck in a water hole that brings me love. Trying to get him on ice, catch me something nice for late for dinner and save me a couple bucks. Went deep sea for the big treat, but I didn't know that the waves would be so tough. I went fishing again. Yes, I did. I went fishing again. Right off the bridge. Come on, Trey.
We've been at it all day. If you ask me, I'll stay. Don't worry about me in the morning. I sleep it all. Got a bell on the line, let you know that it's time. Got a big one on mine, celebrating we cut her up. Got a big family to feed. You can call it greed. I'ma empty this lake up. I went fishing again. Yes, I did. I went fishing again. Off the bridge.
Let me go. Come on, Trey. Fishin again. Yes, I did. I went fishing again, right off the bridge. I went fishing again. I went fishing again. When we fishing now, yeah. When we fishing, yeah. When we going fishing, when we fishing, yeah. When we going fishing, when we fishing. I got the hook straight. When we going fishing, I already chummed it up. When we fishing, need some something else, man. When we going fishing, I got the boat. I went fishing again.
Yeah. Woo.
Thank you.
Awesome,
song,
you
man.
guys. Very cool song.
Hope you
Man.
didn't mind the.
Oh no, man.
good
Keeping
rhythm,
time,
man.
you know.
Yeah. Good job, guys.
Thank you
That was
very much.
amazing.
Thank you so much.
That's so cool.
Thank
man.
you guys. Thank you so much for coming out again.
Thanks for having
being
us.
part of our show.
Yogi and the Beachman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next month.
Yeah.
Next
coming
month.
back.
Come on down.
We'll be here.
All
Come
right.
on, we'd love to.
Sweet.
Come on,
All right.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
We'll have you
We
back.
are learning a couple new songs. You guys like the Beatles?
Love
Sure.
the Beatles.
So While My Guitar Gently Weeps
Yeah.
is one
Yeah.
for the
Love
docket
it.
for Leroy's.
Yes.
Cool.
And
And
Did you say, do we
when
know
I
the
saw her
Beatles?
standing there.
and saw her standing there.
Wait, I think I heard of them.
Right. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Awesome being here. Thanks a lot.
Cool, man. Love having you. It's our
being here.
pleasure, really. So
Thank you
so
guys,
much.
big time.
Yeah. Welcome back anytime.
Let's get high.
All right, let's do it.
Thanks for having us on Yogi and the Beachman. We are American Jones and we are out.
So if you just listen to this podcast and you appreciate the content and the work that we're doing, we would love your support. Look in the comment section of this episode. Subscribe, rate us, comment. This gets our podcast in front of other listeners. And if you noticed, we don't have advertisers. For the cost of a cup of coffee, you can help keep it this way. Become a supporter right now. We'd appreciate it. I'm Jim the Yogi.
I'm Rick the Beachman.
Meantime,